everybody, welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Today I want to talk a little bit about longevity in the gym, longevity in the sport of bodybuilding. And this comes piggybacking off of the video I made about taking multivitamins. And some of the videos about taking supplements where people say, oh, you don't need to take supplements, get everything from Whole Foods. And I find it very interesting. This year, 2014, which is happening in a few hours because it's New Year's Eve that I'm filming this, will be 24 years that I've been in the gym training. About 23 of those have been very seriously training. Out of those, 20 years of those, going to be 21 in 2014, excuse me, have been spent competing on stage. Now, at this point, 38 years old, I have some joint issues. Right now, this second, I'm having some issues with my neck and my shoulder. I went to the chiropractor, got adjusted, and it's just from sleeping wrong for my neck. My shoulder always gives me problems. But these are cumulative things that have happened to me. And I have joint issues, back issues, cumulative things that have happened to me over the years, over a 20-year span, that add up in the long run, okay? A 20-year career of anything, it doesn't matter what you do. I'm guaranteeing most of you watching this haven't had a job for 20 years, haven't been married for 20 years, have definitely not been in the gym for 20 years. Many of you giving me advice, telling me what I should and shouldn't do, have been in the gym about 2 or 3 years, tops. And you're telling me that I shouldn't take a multivitamin, and I shouldn't worry about supplements, and I shouldn't do this. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I get it. Right now, you guys are reading a bunch of shit, and you think, this is all the information I need, and I'm going to be good, and I got 3 whole years of experience, or 5 whole years of experience. Man, let me tell you, in the next 10 years, if you continue to do this, I'd say about 85% of you, 90% of you are going to drop off with the intensity as far as wanting to compete and being that into what you're doing right now. And I'd say about 50% of you are going to drop off and not even train in the next 10 years. So none of you are going to get to the level where I'm at. And I'm not even talking about physique-wise. I'm talking about in the gym training and experience-wise. You're not going to get to where I am. There's not many people that do. Many of the pros don't even compete for 20 years. I think Jay Cutler is now on his 20th year now. Ronnie Coleman, he didn't compete for 20 years. He started when he was 40-something years old when he hit his stride, but he didn't even compete for 20 years. Arnold didn't compete for 20 years. So there's a lot of people that don't ever compete that long or even stay that serious about anything in their life. Some people don't even build model airplanes for 20 years or whatever the fuck hobby they love to do. They don't even do that for 20 years. So when I speak to you, hey bro, I speak to you from experience. I didn't take the multivitamins when I was younger. I chose to spend my money on Cybergenics or, or some, whey protein. Back then it wasn't whey, it was egg protein or whatever. I didn't take the multivitamins. I didn't do stuff like stretching. I didn't do stuff like active release therapy. I didn't do stuff like massage therapy. Now a new thing that I'm looking into, which is acupuncture. I didn't think about these things. I didn't care about these things. And just like you guys, I would tell all these other people, you don't need this, you don't need that. I was speaking from my experience so far, not from the experience of a 20-year plus career doing this stuff. I shouldn't say career because I'm not making money at bodybuilding, but 24-year journey of doing this stuff where you learn stuff after that point in time. I mean, every day I'm still learning new shit that I can't explain or I should have realized back then or I should have implemented back then, but that's how it goes, okay? And that's why I share a lot of my stuff with you guys to show you that it's not cut and dry in that first 3, 5, 6, 8 years. You're just about breaking your baby teeth at that point. 10 years deep into this stuff, that's when you're really getting into seeing some major shit. You're seeing some major changes in your physique to where you may not even look like you did. People may not even recognize you anymore. You've seen things that you can't explain, like my friend Ani, Lavroni's genetics, shit that doesn't make any sense you've seen. And, it kind of just pisses me off that the newer guys, like this other guy who's got a YouTube channel, he used to be fat, he's barely been training for a few years, but he said all this fucking information he's trying to jam down my throat and my viewers' throats and tell me, well, you got to use your brain. You got to be fucking smart. Well, my brain's got 24 years of experience. How much does yours have? I guarantee you, whatever you do for a job, it doesn't matter what it is. The first 3 to 5 years, you'll learn some shit. By 25 years deep, you've got so much experience, you could walk away and be hired fucking anywhere to do that job based on the experience that you have and the shit you've seen and you've learned that you have to learn on the job that you never would have even known existed unless you did it. So if you want that longevity in the sport, okay? And you want to learn the things that I know now and see the things that I've seen. And you want to go that far. And you want to be training 20 years. You want to be training 30 years. You want to be in the gym till the day you die. Someone like Lou Ferrigno and Arnold who are still training after, however long it's been. You're going to want to take care of your joints. Period. I mean, that's the most important thing. You don't take care of those joints and you try to do, there's some of these guys who, they get good results, but they're like bench, squat, and deadlift. I don't do any of those anymore, and I'm able to maintain my physique easily without doing them, okay? I don't do powerlifting routines. I never have done powerlifting routines. I've never done fucking deadlifts because they hurt my back. I have an issue with my back. Congenitally, the way my back is structured, I have something wrong with the discs, and I have a congenital disc defect that's been there forever. And that must have been what was causing the problem with the deadlifts. Squats, would love to do them, but because of the back problem, can't do them. Benching, because of the shoulder. Those three main movements, when you push hard enough and long enough, will injure you. So be smart when you do them. Nobody gets injured in a leg extension. It's a squat. They tear a quad in or hurt their knee or tear a tendon. Nobody gets hurt when they're doing incline dumbbell flies. It's a flat bench press. So be smart. Nobody fucks their back up if they're doing back extensions. No, it's the deadlift. So be aware that, you can fuck yourself up early in your career or set yourself up for an injury by doing stuff early in your career to where later on it all adds up and you fuck yourself up and then it's done. And then, people say, oh, you're old, you're this, you're that. No, you just weren't smart about it. And if someone like me is not telling you about it, you don't even know about it. You're not even aware of how the body changes over that course of time. And you're not even aware that right now is not where you're going to be 5 years from now and is not where you're going to be 10 years from now. Things are going to change drastically throughout those years, but you don't know that because you haven't been there yet. So the joints, proper form, stretching, massage therapy, all these things are important to do. Taking a multivitamin. I don't care what any fucking body says. Taking a multivitamin will cover the bases of any nutritional deficiencies. Period. And nutrition, I mean micronutrient deficiencies, okay? Doing these things will give you that longevity. Will be that backup to make sure that you don't get the injuries and fuck yourself up and have the shit that is wrong with me, which sucks. But at the same time, look at what you're doing now and think about what you're going to do then. And if you think that it's going to be the same thing, over the course of time, you'll see it's drastically different. Just be smart. Bios3training@gmail.com. Leave comments down below. www.bios3training.com is the blog, and we're the longevity bicep, and we're out.